All right. So just a quick little summary of Philadelphia. So Bid4Assets is an online platform and they host Philadelphia County. And so Philadelphia County's got a ton of properties every single month that go to auction. And we really have just showcased and focused the auctions that happen on Wednesday. And the reason we do that is because the opening bid is $1,600, which is unreal. So there's some places where the back taxes are the opening bid. But in this case, even if somebody owes $100,000 in taxes, which we've actually seen before, whether the property is $500,000 or 20 grand, $850,000, the opening bid is $1,600. So these ones on Wednesday, they can get a bit competitive at times. They draw a lot of interest just because of the fact that it's $1,600. But you'll notice that the calendar, there's also an auction here on the 27th, which is today, which is awesome. And there's one on the 30th. And so there's a lot of people who just focus and hone in on the third Wednesday of the month because it's a $1,600 opening bid. But the process is the exact same for this Tuesday auction and Friday. So these are all tax sales. You sometimes got to be really careful because you may be looking at a separate auction on a tax sale website and it's not actually a tax sale property. It might be a mortgage foreclosure, but these are all tax sale properties just done by different attorneys. So the Wednesday, this is done by Philadelphia themselves. This is done by the county. These ones on Tuesday are done by a company called GRB or Line Barger. So it's really just either Line Barger or GRB for the other auctions, but the same process. But the opening bid is actually the back taxes that are owed. And so these properties sold just maybe an hour ago. So this is extremely fresh. And what you can do is you can come in and you can see, how much competition was here, how many people were bidding. And so if I click on this property, 5617 Nelson Street, you can see number of bidders, one. That means they got it for the opening bid. The minimum bid was 4,200. Nobody else bid against them. As far as competition goes, no competition, zero competition at all. And this is an online auction in the year 2026. And so a lot of people will have an experience and then they will believe that experience. They'll say, I went to an auction, it was too competitive, the space is too saturated. Tax Lien School, you're wrong. And it's like, well, hold on. You arrived at that conclusion very quickly. And on top of that, people are getting deals. And it's not like we're not talking about deals from the 90s. We're not talking about deals from 2000s. Well, I think we're still technically in the 2000, but we're talking about deals that are happening right now. Even with AI, with technology, with things being online, there are still opportunities. So this is just an example of no competition happening at an online auction that everybody can participate in. And it's not an outlier because North Oriana Street. Now, are these deals? I'm not sure. I didn't do due diligence on them, but I can show you that this sold for opening bid as well. So the opening bid was $7,000. Winning bid is $7,000. Number of bids, one. So that's two properties today that sold for opening bid. And there was a third that got a little bit more competitive. Let me show you Warnock. This one sold for 16 grand, two bids. So, and I think, I'm not sure because the minimum bid is 16,000 and it went for 16,000. So I think maybe there's something wrong. And it looks like it was really just one bid. So also sold for opening bid. And so what you want to do is you want to do a little bit of due diligence and you want to see, okay, were these deals, did they overpay? Did they underpay? Did they just make, 100% ROI on their money? And even the ones that sell, for a higher price. So we got $262,000 here. Looks like 87 bids. So really attractive. This was probably a pretty sweet looking property. And a lot of times they get, investors will get shiny object syndrome on these big, beautiful properties. And it's generally the ones that need rehab, that require a little bit more work or just a little bit more of a detailed eye where you can spot deals. Those ones often end up selling for the best price. So this is 802 South 8th. So like 412K sold for 262. So maybe 50 cents on the dollar. Maybe property sells for a lot more in the area. But if if the competitive price is 50 cents on the dollar, I mean, you can't do that anywhere else. So, I see, yeah, 410, 630, 360, 500. So it still is a good deal. And you want to be positioning yourselves in places like that, like where we got the funeral home, which is unreal. And so we just want to showcase some of these today. And you can come to Bid4Assets. You can check it out. You can do a little bit of due diligence, see if there were good deals. A lot of stuff sold for under $10,000. So 4,200, 7, 6,100, 10,100, 10,100, 4,600, 10,100. A lot of 10,100. Yeah, 5 bids. So really, really low competition. And the reason we bring this up is because there are some people who saw last week, and their experience was, it was pretty competitive. A lot of stuff was getting bid up, but it's not always like that. And sometimes these things have no rhyme or reason. And when we were going to like 6 or 7 auctions, not getting anything, yes, it definitely felt discouraging. But it wasn't that long after that scored some incredible deals, and then after that, more deals, and then more deals. And so the perseverance paid off for sure. And in this space, that's what happened. That's what happens time and time again. I talked to someone else today. They've been in the space for 6 months, and they just got a crazy deal in New York, which is awesome. So 6 months, they stuck with it. 100K house for 16 grand, and it looks like they put money into the property, like new windows, new roof. So it's a really cool space. Anything is possible. And here's some great results from today.
Nice. Cool. All right. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I have a free gift for you for watching a free mini course called The ABCs of Tax Lien and Deed Investing. This is one of the best books on tax liens, and it is totally free as my gift to you for watching. In the description below, it'll walk you through tax liens from start to finish, along with the directories with all 1,500 tax lien and deed counties put here so that you don't have to go and search around the internet to find them on your own. So the other thing I have is, if you already have this book and you want to do a deep dive, my team and I have found an auction with a whole bunch of properties worth 200 to 300 grand, opening bids of just 1,600 bucks. So if you want to deep dive and attend an auction with some help, you can also schedule a free call below, and we can discuss helping you in this business. Regardless, thanks for watching. You can check things out in the description below and enjoy the videos. We'll see you soon.